Warning: this video contains sensitive and potentially disturbing material. The content is intended for educational and documentary purposes only and does not condone, glorify, or endorse any criminal behavior of the actions discussed in this video. Viewer discretion is advised.
Before the headlines, before the bank robberies, before the man the FBI called public enemy number one, there was Lester Joseph Gillis. Born in 1908 in Chicago, Illinois, he would come to be known by a name as infamous as his face, Babyface Nelson. But the nickname disguised a lethal truth. Behind the boyish looks was a man capable of extreme violence. Nelson didn't rise through charm. He rose through fear. By the early 1930s, America was in the grip of the Great Depression. Banks were targets, law enforcement was often outgunned, and the era of the outlaw was born. Nelson thrived in this chaos. He joined forces with notorious criminals like John Dillinger and Homer Van Meter, becoming part of a network that terrorized the Midwest with a string of high-profile bank robberies. Unlike Dillinger, who sought fame, Nelson craved control. He was unpredictable, volatile, and willing to use lethal force without hesitation. Where others planned carefully, he embraced chaos, a man as feared by his associates as he was by his victims. By 1934, the FBI was closing in. The stakes grew higher, and Nelson's reputation only intensified. He wasn't content to hide. He fought back. Shootouts with law enforcement became almost routine. The man known as Babyface Nelson left behind a trail of bodies, both cops and criminals, in a violent spree that shocked the nation. His end came in November of 1934. Cornered by federal agents outside a small town in Illinois, Nelson engaged in a brutal gunfight. Despite his skill and ferocity, he was mortally wounded. He died at just 25 years old, his life and career as violent as it was brief. To some, he was a symbol of rebellion against authority. To others, he was a cold-blooded killer. To law enforcement, he was the embodiment of the danger of the Depression-era outlaw. Fast, lethal, and impossible to predict. Babyface Nelson didn't survive to see his legend grow. He didn't live to fade quietly. But in death, he became a cautionary tale, a reminder that charisma and violence, when combined, can make a man infamous almost overnight, but leave him dead before he reaches adulthood. His story isn't about fame, it's about fear. It's about a life lived at the edge of law, where every decision could be your last, and where the most dangerous men often die young. Babyface Nelson burned fast. He left chaos behind, and the world still remembers the terror in his eyes.
You're special, I will know. You're special.